Today's episode is brought to you by the Twisted Fork. Eat, drink, and enjoy. Lisa ROTT. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, K-Rock.
Not even good evening. It's because we're doing an earlier taping than we normally do, which is great.
It's good. That way I can get to the early dinner.
How is your summer so far?
It's great. It's awesome.
Are you an outdoor person?
Yes.
Do you like to go to the beach?
I do like to go to the beach. Although these days I tend to go more towards like the 6 o'clock
Smart.
time period. Yeah.
The reason why I bring this up is that I like to get all my stuff done before like 10 a.m. because it gets brutal.
Yes.
Like one day I mistakenly went out and biked in the afternoon and it was painful.
Well, I got off the tennis court today at 1 p.m.
How did that feel?
Feels great.
But you probably had to jump in a pool or you probably had to drink a ton of ice water because I mean, it was brutal. I mean, it's probably 100 degrees on that court.
We're used to it. We're used to it.
Are you?
Yeah. Play through the summer.
Now, do you play tennis on a regular basis?
Mhm.
Is that how you stay so fit and trim?
Try that and food. I'm very into food.
How's your diet? Is it a good, clean diet?
It is. Yeah.
Would you say like you don't eat like sugar and flour and carbs and all that kind of shit?
I do eat it, but not a lot.
Yeah, my doctor is trying to wean me off that stuff. Well,
Makes a big difference.
Today's is a special episode because you recently had a birthday.
Yes.
So happy birthday.
Aw.
And I know this is probably not on your diet, but here's a birthday
I was
present.
going to bring you some Italian pastries like sfiadelle and stuff like that.
That's near to my heart.
Oh, really? But then I was on the tennis court too
No,
long.
it's all good. So you get for your birthday, you get some M&Ms.
Awesome.
Everybody loves M&Ms.
Yes, I will eat them, but I'll eat like one and put them in the freezer, and I'll have like one for like the next 3 months.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's perfect, man. That's discipline. Plus, since we're musicians, here's an opportunity for you to win $500 a week for
Yeah.
life, though.
Yes.
For life.
Yes.
So now you have to make sure you live a long life because of that, right?
Trying.
And
Oh,
every guest on the show,
I get something jacked up.
regardless of their birthday, gets a jacked up shirt. So this is the ladies' version.
Awesome.
So here's nice and yellowish.
Yeah.
My sisters picked this color out because they're like, you know what? Everyone's tired of black. So why don't you do something like you can wear to the beach?
I'll wear it. Thank you so much.
Enjoy that.
Appreciate it. Very
So
nice.
you are a fantastic singer. We're going to talk about your current situation with where you're playing and the all-terrain band, which are like all-star musicians. You also play guitar. You sing a variety of different styles. I mean, I've seen you do blues. You kill the blues. I've seen you do pop, rock. So we're going to get into all that stuff. But let's start off with your current band. Tell me about Lisa and the all-terrain band.
Lisa and the All Terrain Band has actually taken a good amount of time to get together. Reason it went is called Lisa and the All Terrain Band because the All Terrain Band personnel kept changing. So I had to keep one thing constant.
I think it's brilliant, all-terrain.
So
Like I think of a Jeep going up and down different
exactly
types of
I had
roads.
that name in New Jersey too. I had the same thing where I had a bunch of friends up north. They were all touring musicians, but when they came back into town where I lived was really central to a lot of touring musicians. And when they came back, I got together and we just played and jammed, no rehearsal, nothing, meet at this place and do a gig.
So you're like a quarterback in a sense that you just put people in positions around you and just
Yes.
feed them the ball.
Yes.
You're an organizer.
Yes.
So you probably had a variety of different players in your career, right? A lot of different drummers, guitar players.
No, my band up north, I had the same exact lineup for over 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
So you're up there in New Jersey and you're killing it with this great band. What made you want to move to Florida?
My mother lives on Siesta Key, and I bought a house back in 2005. And it's actually quite a long story, but I worked for AT&T for over 35 years. And the only reason I lasted that long is I was also one of the first 5 people to work virtually from home. So we got to think back in the 80s. I was like one of the first 5 people to have cable access to the house.
Were you in sales?
No, I did a lot of project management. I'm accounting, math major.
So did they give you like a Rolex or something at the end of 35 years?
Yeah. No,
What do you get? You get like a...
Look, I have a pension, so that's good.
It's so funny because I'm a sales guy and I've been in sales. I worked in corporate America too. So It's funny how a lot of musicians, like they have you find out they have a whole different life to them or a different side of their.
Yeah, but pre-COVID, they were sending everybody back to an office, and I always said I will ride that virtual wave until it ended, and then the minute it ended, there was like no way I was going back into an office. I
So,
find
from
them.
your opinion, do you think? I mean, I guess this comes down to the individual, right? But like, people could be more productive from home or less productive. Like, what's your take on all that whole stuff?
My take it, it's all depends on the individual. You said it. I have you people that could work for you that it doesn't matter where they are. They could be on the beach in Hawaii, and you're going to get what you're supposed to get and then some. And then you have other people you need to babysit. So, it doesn't matter if they're adults or they're young children. If you have the work ethic, it doesn't matter where you are.
Plus, if you're like a CEO or a president or a leader in that capacity, and you want stellar talent, and that talent says to you, "Yeah, I'll work for you, but I'll only work, at from home or
Yeah.
a virtual." You have no choice. You're like, okay, I want to hire you. I want you on staff. So yeah, do it.
I mean, there are some jobs where people need to get together, but you can get together via Zoom and on conference calls. And basically, most of the time when people are in offices anyway, they're talking to each other around the country and the world on the phone anyway. So it doesn't matter where you're physically sitting. You're rarely
So
sitting with people that you
I
need to work
gained a
with.
bunch of weight when the first time I worked from home because I had access to my fridge 24/7. So
Yeah,
all I would simply do is sit on the computer, do my job, and then keep going back and forth to the fridge. And there'd be nothing in there, and I'd still go look in the fridge to see what's in there.
yeah. It's too late for me to tell you, but I was on my life cycle on the conference call.
Oh, look at you, man. Damn, that's brilliant. They probably have like treadmills that have like workstations like probably built into them, like,
They do.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you're
you have
like,
little bikes underneath the desk.
damn,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
keep moving.
So, are you enjoying your time off now? Like, I mean, like when you're not gigging,
I'm exhausted.
I mean, you're playing tennis. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, what else do you do for fun?
I always have dogs, so I'm used to go to Dog Beach a lot, but my current dog doesn't like the beach. I'm also a volunteer as a guardian ad litem, so that takes up a lot of time,
Good for you.
and I help with a number of volunteer things.
Are you just living the dream right now?
Yes, I am. Yeah,
Would you say you're happiest though when you're on stage in front of people?
uh, I'm happiest. I'm happiest when I'm around good people, and when I am just seeing people have a good time.
But it looks like you're having fun. Like when I've seen you perform, you look like you're having a really good
Oh
time.
yeah,
And you
absolutely.
seem like you're totally in control. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a real pro up there.
But that's part of it because that needs to translate to people, right? So that's the goal, is to take the people on the journey with you. And if you want them to be joyful, well, then you better be joyful,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, as a leader, right? It trickles down, right?
Yes.
You know, and like I said earlier in the show, have only have the best players. So let's talk about some of these guys. So just last week, Todd Adams was on the show. Todd is a guy that can play a variety of instruments, and he's a super cool, super nice guy.
Yep.
So you have him on drums. Who's when he's playing drums? Who's playing keyboards for you?
Brandon Summers,
Okay,
who's amazing.
very
I,
accomplished
I
guy.
I actually have Todd on drums and keyboards. So if Brandon has something else, um, then Todd switches to keyboards.
But then what do? You have a drummer friend you call up and say, "Listen, I need you on drums now."
Yes. Yeah. Michael
Okay,
Finley's pretty much been that person.
okay,
Yeah. He's pretty solidly the the first call here these days. And then, but what you don't know is Todd's going to play bass in September on a couple gigs when Al Marney is on vacation.
gotcha. So
So
now when
I call
he,
him Hot Toddy for a reason
so
because
then when he plays bass, then who's drums and keys are the same guys?
Jobs and keys are the same. Yeah.
Okay, and then who's your guitarist?
So just recently I picked up Stephen Von Schartz. Actually used to play with him many years ago when I was going back and forth between New Jersey and Florida, because that's how it started. I started coming back seasonally, and then when the my business said, you have to go back to an office, I said, well, no, it's not going to happen. I'll find a way to turn my rental property here into a full time property, and it worked out great. It was the best thing that ever
I
happened.
know. The best thing I
You
ever did
know,
was move to Sarasota.
I keep telling, and also, just getting out of the rat race. I've never been somebody that wanted to be, the top, the best, this, but it's really hard, to just say I have enough. I don't need any more. I have enough, and people are always, because when you're suddenly not making that money anymore, or have these things anymore, and all that stuff was defining you. It's hard to say, I'm really okay.
You know, it's
You
funny. I
know?
just recently decided to go back to a day job, and it certainly the money and the benefits are outstanding, and that's huge.
Yeah.
But you know what also is very important to me at this point in my career is just being around people and just like getting back into a routine, you
Yeah.
know, and having that water, cooler chatter and going to lunch with people and the happy hours. Like I missed that part of the life, like when I was at
Right.
Xerox many, many years ago, I was the president of the softball team or the captain, I should say. So we had softballs and we went out afterwards for drinks and like the corporate stuff that you do outside of the office. Like I love that stuff. The barbecues, I missed it.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot, and thankfully tennis is the thing that has, brings that to me, all that interaction with other
Hey,
people.
speaking of tennis, you know what's really taken off in my community is a lot of folks are playing pickleball. So that's just basically a scaled down version of doubles. Is that what that is?
More or less. Yeah.
Is it designed for people perhaps that aren't as fit, that can't run as much?
I'm not going to say it. Oh,
I'm,
wait, I
I'm
told you
asking
I'd say this. I'm not
I'm
going to
asking honest
answer on
questions.
the grounds that I might
I'm
incriminate
asking honest
myself.
questions, man. I really don't know. Like I don't really know it. All I know is they're building these pickleball courts everywhere.
Is
I'm
it a
like,
lot easier to play? In my opinion, yes. It's just as hard as it's hard on your body though, because it's a lot of movement on a hard court. But yeah, I'm not. A lot of people have moved over to pickleball, but I just don't get the same. I don't get the same adrenaline rush from it myself personally. So
okay.
yeah.
Um, so let's talk music now. So you're up there singing, at least in the all-terrain band. You guys have a pretty good schedule. I mean, I see, you're out playing. You're playing some of the better venues. What I like about your stuff is I've seen you do everything from Pink Pony Show to hardcore blues, right? So do you make your set lists? Do you publish a set list? Are you one of those guys like Dana Lawrence at Kettle that just turns his back and says, starts shouting out songs?
Yeah. Well, so far I'm not. I don't make a set list. Um, I'm toying with the idea. Um, but once I make a set list, I'm going to go off of it anyway. So, and that's just my roots from where I came from. I had like one of the top wedding bands in New Jersey for 25 years.
No kidding.
So yeah, and you know, my my biggest job is reading the crowd, not just who's on the dance floor, but who's not on the dance floor. Um, and I also don't have a goal to keep the dance floor packed all the time. I'm really more into some, a little bit of this and that and some musicality and
So as the artist, your mood would determine which direction you guys go in, right?
yeah,
So you may be in a more of a fun mood that one night as opposed to more of a bluesy mood, and the music may dictate that. But like your guys have to be on their toes though because
yes.
they have to know what a
And there
hundred
are
songs.
there are players that hate that. I mean, there are players that hate that, but that's what I'm accustomed to. That's the level of players that I had, and that's why it's been very, very hard to kind of get into that same, find the right people for me here, because it does take a people that have, like Todd says, I know 3,000 songs, right? I know 3,000, 5,000 songs. We've done it our whole lives, so
So that's so funny
yeah.
because you got seasoned, polished professional musicians with you. But wouldn't it be funny in your band mix ad, like for futures, you'd be like, must know 3,000 songs.
Well, these days it's not too hard either. You got internet and you got this, you
No,
can
no,
pull
no, no.
everything
Look,
up and boom,
I've met,
if it's cover, this is what it sounds like, right? I like to make it a little bit different than the original sometimes. And that's the part I want to get to next now that I've got what I feel is a committed group of guys, which it's also been hard because I don't want to work a lot. I just want to work enough because I am working on writing things and recording.
so
But I just want
you
to,
have originals.
yes.
Do you incorporate those originals when you say you do Madison's or some
No,
Island
but
Time?
we're having we're just getting into the
Because
discussions now.
Jacked Up, we're starting to do originals now.
Yeah,
They're Sarah songs.
yeah.
And at first we do them and then we say that was an original.
Mhm.
Now it's like, here comes an original.
Yeah.
Now it's like we don't even say it. We just play
Right.
it and don't even
Right.
announce it.
Right.
And some people that know it and they're digging it, and some people have no idea what it is.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's hard because, there's a certain audience around here, um, that, they just have an expectation of the same type of material over
It's
and
funny. You
over.
go to Madison's and you see the same kind of crowd, right? And yes, they want to have drinks and they want to dance. A lot of them want to watch people dance. I noticed that. There's like a big
I
circle.
do a lot of that.
There's a big circle around the dance floor. People like, but no, you're very entertaining. First of all, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You're very entertaining. You're a pro. I mean, I'm sure you're in demand, right? You probably get a lot of phone calls. People want you. You do a lot of corporate events, private stuff.
Not anymore. I just don't want to. I mean, I did probably over 1,000 weddings and corporate events in my lifetime. So all the gowns and the high heels and all that stuff is now gone.
Right. Well, let's talk about that wedding band in New Jersey because that's very interesting to me. So you were in one of the top wedding bands. So those wedding bands can make some pretty sick money.
Yes.
So
we did 3 or 4 weddings a weekend.
3 or 4 a weekend.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
And then I'd go to my corporate job on Monday morning.
You must have been exhausted.
Yes.
Because you have to then say like a wedding, like say there'd be a day wedding, and then you would just scramble to
Yep.
get to the night wedding.
Friday, maybe 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
But your guys were loving it. They were just laughing all the way to the bank, man.
Yeah. Yeah. We all made as much as a whole band makes.
And then there's
Yeah.
obviously like 50% of like traditional wedding songs that everybody knows and wants.
Mm.
But then you might have gotten some strange requests from the bride, right? May I say?
We were actually, I was the leader of the band and had all the interaction with everybody. And we actually were a band that people booked us because we didn't have to play all that traditional stuff. You know, if they'd say, "Can you do Sweet Caroline?" Right? It'd be like, it's $500 extra. And they, and I was like, we'll do it, obviously, but you're going to see a packed dance floor regardless, and you won't miss it because the whole night's going to go by and everybody's going to be dancing.
So
like crazy.
obviously I've never planned a wedding, so I'm assuming that the bride would come to you and say, "We're hiring you because you're awesome, and I've heard you before. We've seen you."
Yeah, 80% of our
or
work
they, but did they send you a list of songs too, or do they just trust you and say, "Just entertain us"?
They try to send a list, and then I'll say, "Let's pick your 3 or 4 top things that you must have," because a wedding band can't learn a whole new repertoire for every single job. And you have to remember, this point in time, there was no internet, right? This was like driving to the mall,
Yeah, man.
buying a CD, making
Yes.
8 cassette copies,
That's right.
having your horn section, figure out their parts.
Old school.
No directions, right? I got to find out how to get there.
Especially like in the woods of New Jersey, you can get lost back there.
I know every single place in New Jersey now, but there was, and then had to, communicate with all the guys, make sure they got their
Sure.
tapes. It was a lot
Right.
of work. A lot of work.
Now the technology has made
Now
it a
it's
lot
like-
easier. Do you currently on stage, do you use a tablet? Do you have some type of Wi-Fi?
I do. I'm getting to the point now where we're playing enough that I'm really not needing it. But I have it's such a vast repertoire that sometimes I just need line 1.
But
once I get line 1, I'm pretty good from there.
a lot of times, I'm a bass player, and the reason why I sometimes use a tablet is that might be a new song where I need to see the chords
Yeah.
because
yeah.
I can't memorize everything that fast. So I may have to have a cheat sheet in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everything. I mean, I used to know where I was going to be every weekend of the whole entire year when I was younger. Now, if you ask me where I am 2 weeks from now, I'll be like, hold on a second. let me go look that up. It's just part of it. Part of aging.
I don't remember seeing you wearing inner ears. So,
No.
so you just go with the regular stage monitor.
I have never even had a monitor until 2 years ago.
So you're talking about even a wedge monitor?
No monitor at all.
So
I did all those events, everything, no monitor.
did that help your voice or hurt your voice?
That was my way of making the band listen to each other. I actually think sometimes when there's monitor, I tend to get everybody gets louder, and when we have a sound person, I feel like I work 3 times as hard as when I don't have a sound person.
Interesting.
And it's totally against what everybody says.
So,
but
and you like to keep a low stage volume, and that's important.
yes,
Because we learned the hard way, right? So we have a sound guy as well, and what we'll do is certain venues we won't even bring amps on the stage. I'll play through like a Sans amp and go right out to the board, so my stuff will come out of the subs. So we keep the stage volume low. This way, the guy can mix properly.
mhm.
But to your point, by you're singing at a certain level, you expect the guys to be able to all come down so they can hear you.
Yes.
That's an interesting way of doing it.
Yep. And it was really actually never any trouble. We did, I did events with, 1,000 people and we didn't even have monitors. Sometimes the guys would get a couple, my vocalists would get like a little spot monitor. Like, remember those little ones on this, this little spot thing, literally. And it really didn't have much to it. But I just felt like if I couldn't hear myself, then it was all too loud.
So, I was forced into using inner ears, and I resisted at the beginning, but then I fell in love with them, and then I realized the value of them. Okay, especially in certain venues, like we would play the Gator Club often,
Mm,
and the walls are about as close as they are here,
yep.
and the drums would just ricochet. So we had to take our stage volume extremely low. This way, we had to wear the inners because we couldn't hear anything. And I think at least for my case, it made me a better singer because I think I was able to hear what everybody else was doing and I could lock into my own tone and pitch, right? So I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it takes you away from the party.
Right. Yeah, and the whole joy of me for me in performing with other people is I just want to hear everybody blending together. And if I have to listen to just one thing, I'm like then not enjoying the song as much as I want to
Sure.
enjoy the song.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe I'm been a little selfish that way.
So let's talk about songs. Let's talk about what you were listening to when you were growing up. So like when you were a kid, was it like AM radio, FM radio, the top hits like pop? Like what was your journey when you were discovering music?
I was a big Tom Jones fan when I was really little. No. I was like Sound of Music, Partridge Family. Remember all that?
Wizard
It
of
was just
Oz?
like all that stuff. Yeah, it was all that. I really didn't get um I really didn't start performing music till I was in college, in front of people, so to
So
speak.
is it safe to say that maybe you had a good voice growing up, but you didn't necessarily take it to that public place until college?
Yes.
And then at that point, when you took it public, were you in a band or were you just doing solo stuff?
I would I was a big athlete and I decided to quit during college because I was like, what am I going to do with all this stuff when I get older? And it was a big thing for me to quit. And then my parents sent me a guitar. And within about 3 months, I had an all girls group. We did all harmony stuff. And then I had a full 5-piece band that performed at the fraternities. And then I was a background singer for 2 guys that did all like James Taylor and Steve Filbert and all
So
that
you
kind
seem
of
to be that you
stuff.
were the organizer, man. Like you were always the one making the shit happen, right?
Yeah, I'm a businesswoman first and
Always,
foremost.
you probably always been, right? You didn't even
Yeah.
know it until,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Now I'm as a process consultant and accountant, we're very,
but the thing is that all through your life, you were setting yourself up for a successful business world because you just had the right principles, the right, you were probably very organized, right?
yeah,
And you knew how to bring, like I was always good about bringing people together and putting things together and doing the marketing. The problem
right.
with me as a kid, as I was a Gemini, so I had a lot of projects going on at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I always had to focus me in.
Yeah.
You said you were a big athlete. What were your sports?
Basketball, softball, field hockey,
Cool. You did it all, man.
yeah, and then tennis.
So, and you're still hitting the tennis, still rocking it.
Mm,
Great. So, all right.
yeah.
So, high school went into college. College, you went into the corporate world, right? 35 years at one company. That's quite impressive, man. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, really, because that means your benefits must have been fantastic. Your vacation, you probably accrued so much vacation time,
hmm
right?
And yeah, but I was also smart enough to buy an additional 5 vacation days because you couldn't have enough. So I've always had the mentality of, needing to live life, find that balance between um, stability and adventure, so to speak. Um, that was, it was just ingrained in me since I was a young child. The dream for, I'm the first to go to college in my family, both sides of the family. So the dream was to go to college and get a job. I
But
mean,
you were driven though. Something
yeah.
drove you, man. Like you had a hunger back then.
Well, my father drove me. You got A's and you
God
excelled.
bless, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like we start to realize our parents were right when we get older. We're like, you know what, my father was right. Like I used to yell at him, tell him he was wrong, but he was right.
yeah.
Like
Well, it works for some people. Like, if some people I require stability. Some people are fine, going from one thing to the next and living a little more on the edge. I'm not. I retired 10 years
Now,
ago.
were you a goody two shoes, or did you drink and party and
I was a pretty
enjoy
goody two.
the
I mean,
70s?
I was goody two shoes.
Where,
Yeah.
because I mean, in my family, we took advantage of the 70s, man. Like we partied like we were rock stars even when we were teenagers.
No, I was literally traveling the country playing sports. Like,
You were a jock. You had the jock mentality.
yeah.
Let's talk about vocalists. So, like in my household in the 70s growing up, man, Linda Ronstadt was
Yeah.
always being played. My sisters loved Linda Ronstadt. In fact, to this day, I'm trying to get Sarah, my singer, Sarah Santiago, who's fantastic. You didn't get a chance to see her yet because I think
I do know her though.
we had a
Yeah.
fill in last time we
Yeah.
came over, but trying to get her to start doing more of that classic girls, more I shouldn't say classical.
Yeah,
classic.
we're adding some more classic. Yeah.
But Linda Ronstadt, man, Heat Wave and
Yeah.
like all that great stuff, right?
Yes.
Who else came out of that
That's
world?
why I used to get yelled at because in the bus, going to the sporting event, I used music at that time to kind of calm my nerves. So I was always like getting everybody on the bus singing and would get me in trouble with the coach. But I'm like, you going, I've been cheated. And, and then I'd get this group over here going, been mistreated.
Very cool.
And then
I love it.
And then my coach would,
You know what? Just
damn it, Rod, shut up and save your energy for
you
the
know
game.
what? Do you know Twinkle?
Yes.
You guys would like be a fabulous friends. I mean, you just seem to have like the same kind of personality. Man. I mean, you'd be singing your asses off together.
Yeah, we actually, when I used to come up seasonally, I used to join her every once in a while.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? There's so many good female singers here. I mean, like there are a lot of bands like obviously 22N, and there's us, Jacked Up, and certainly Gas House Girls. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We have a lot of really good women. You know what we should do? It'd be cool during should do like a calendar, the women of Sarasota rock.
Yeah. Well,
And
I would love to do it.
And then
like
we
the 80s
donate the
shows.
money to like a charity, like
Yeah.
breast cancer awareness
Yeah.
or some women's type of medical thing. And we can get it done. We can get sponsors, man.
There's Taylor Opie.
Taylor Opie's awesome. I love her.
She's phenomenal.
She opened
Emily
up for us.
Ross.
Who?
Emily Ross.
I don't know
She's really good.
Oh,
She's very good. She's Frost now. Matthew Frost, the keyboard player. I
Come
think
on.
They got married.
Matthew Frost,
Yeah, it's like, I hope I'm not mixing them up.
the recording artist.
No, that lives here in Sarasota.
Oh, I thought it was different. Yeah, like I said,
Right.
and not just women. I mean, men too. Like, there's so many good musicians here of all levels. I mean, you got your celebrity types, like the Brian Johnsons, but then you got like just guys that are just like, oh, that guy used to play with so and so. This drummer used to play with Charlie Daniels.
Right.
I mean, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Steve Camilleri.
Yeah.
The great thing about Jacked Up is we've been around for 6 or 7 years, and we've had a lot of fill-ins. So like I've had Steve Camilleri on drums, Mike Solois, just like some really good drummers, man, that you get a chance to drum with, or guitar players who would sit in with us. Same with you, right? You probably had a bunch of really good musicians. come
Steve
through.
was one of the first ones I ever played with down here. And well, I'd gone, I was filled in with a band called Blue Velvet, and I hadn't really had a good drummer yet. And then Steve was behind on drums and we're playing, and I just turned around and I was like, yes,
I know.
you're from up north, aren't you? And
Yeah,
he's like,
Buffalo.
yep. I said,
Don't you love a good
That-
drummer?
yeah, I was like,
does not make the whole world
you
better.
feel familiar.
It's so funny because somebody once said the most important position in your band's the drummer, and at first I had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's got to be the singer. Now,
No, it's all
now I realize it, man. And as a bass player, especially, man, my life is so much better when there's a really good drummer. And Steve is one of the best.
Yeah.
And the thing about good drummers to me, man, sometimes less is more.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
I think that's true of every position myself,
yeah.
especially guitar. I'm more with less is more on guitar as
So
well.
let's talk about your guitar playing. So,
No, let's not.
are you acoustic? Are you electric? Are
Yeah,
you both?
I have an acoustic. I play a little bit. I play enough to, to get myself by. I can do a solo, and I might start doing some solo gigs here
Sure,
and
why
there.
not?
To just kind of put myself out there a little bit and do some different kind of material that I don't get to do with the band. But it's rudimentary. I know basic chords,
Yeah, that's all you
little
need to
more
know.
than that. Yeah. I have I have decent rhythm. Let's just say that.
Who do you really enjoy singing? Like when you're doing your shows, like who do you love to sing? Like Fleetwood Mac, Chrissy Hine? Like, is there any particular artist?
I really love singing Linda Ronstadt. Really love singing Bonnie Raitt.
Bonnie Raitt's awesome.
I really love. I mean, I
Oh,
really
how
like it.
about
I like
this?
Pat Benatar. That's all
How about
my.
Susan Tedeschi?
Susan
Dude, she's
Tedeschi.
awesome. I'm
Yeah.
going to see her in October.
Yeah, I've seen her probably 5 or
So
6
good.
times.
That Revelator album when it came
Yeah.
out, I still listen to that thing,
Yeah.
cover to cover. It's one of those records that it just makes sense when you let it go straight through.
Yeah. I used to, when there was a House of Blues in New York, I used to be there on Monday nights with a guy named Dean Schott,
No kidding.
and we did a lot.
So where was the House of Blues? Was it in Times Square?
I don't know.
Because I vaguely
doesn't there
remember
It's
this.
not there anymore.
I
But
lived in New York. I lived in Westchester County, and then I worked in
it
Manhattan.
wasn't Times Square. I'm sorry.
And do you know what's big down there right now? My friend's band plays there is BB Kings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
My-
my good friend Sean Chambers, he lives in Fort Myers. He's a blues guy. He, I think he played there once. But it's always a trip to play in those kind of places, right? To see
Yeah.
like the history. What were some of the bigger shows you've ever done? Like as far as grandeur.
I think the biggest one was opening for Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Cool,
And I did that in Puerto Rico.
nice.
Um,
I met Casey, really nice guy.
yeah, at that time he had like 4 half-naked cheerleaders dancing
bless him.
around him. It was on the beach. It was a lot of fun.
He's still playing,
I know.
and he shouldn't be. That's a whole other story.
That's all.
That's a whole other story.
I know.
One time he put his arm around me and he looks me in the eye. Just him and I were on the bus, and he goes, because I was doing a promotional thing at the time with somebody, and he goes to me, he goes, where am I? He honestly didn't know where he was. I said, well, you're at the Seminole Indian Casino. He goes, what is a Immokalee? What is that place? I'm like, well, we're like, you're in the middle of Miami to Tampa. They put you in, you're on your way. You're like, they stopped him in Immokalee to do a show because I guess they had a layover. That's
Yeah.
what they do. Like they keep booking him, So the poor guy had no idea where he was because he goes, when I looked at the bus windows, I didn't see anything. It was just all swamp and Alligator Alley. I'm like, yeah, man, it's all good, So we went and did a show.
Yeah.
And the place was packed with women that went nuts. I mean, these were like women that just like they were acting like young girls, man. You know what I'm saying? Screaming.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 great songs. I mean, we played before them, and then we wound up playing after them. Like, people asked us to play after them, and we played till like 2 in the morning or something. It was crazy.
Did you get a chance to talk to Casey?
No. Mm-mm. He
Really,
was, like,
really
in
nice
and out.
guy, man. I mean,
In and out. He seemed like a really nice
his
guy.
greatest hits album is still like on the radio. Like,
We're all still playing them.
so we had a chance to open up for Blue Oyster Cult,
Oh.
and I met Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma, and these were guys that I idolized as a kid. So I literally had their records when I was a teenager, listening to their stuff like Godzilla, Don't Fear the Reaper,
Yeah.
And now I'm hanging out with them backstage, and they're and they were super cool, man, because like they know that we're just a bunch of cover band guys, but they treated us like we were rock stars. You know what I'm saying? Like they were cool to us. Hey, could I get you something to drink? Like we were in their little VIP section because we had all our badges on, so the cops couldn't like kick us out, but other people were getting thrown out, and they're like, no, they're with the one with band, they can stay, And they were just the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Any other like rock stars you might have came across?
Not
through yours?
real, I got to sing with Benny King. I met the Rolling Stones, but I didn't got to watch Keith work out in his gym before his
So being
his
from New
game.
Jersey, and I'm from not too far from New Jersey, I grew up, and I still am to some degree, a Bruce Springsteen fan.
Mhm.
I remember his early albums. My sister handed me down those albums. Greetings, right? The Wild Innocent East Street Shuffle. Then I think there was Born to Run, Darkness, right? Is
Mhm.
that the right order? River, maybe. Just great stuff.
That
man.
that
Great stuff.
literally was my whole high school years. Yeah.
But the soundtrack to our lives.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
growing up and being old enough to be able to convince someone to buy me beer.
Yeah.
Like maybe
We had little tiny Budweisers, and we would drive around in a pickup truck, everybody in the back, and drink little tiny Budweisers and listen to Bruce.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Totally, man. But it was funny because back then it was really a New Jersey thing.
Yeah.
And Bruce didn't really become big until like I think maybe Born in the USA made him an international star. But I think even when Born to Run came out, he was still relatively just that part of the country. I mean, of course, Born in the USA. I mean, Born to Run made it on the radio, but he was definitely a little legend, like a folk hero, right?
Right.
And then just became. Now, what I don't care about Bruce is I don't care when people put their politics to the music, whether it's in the songs or they talk about it on the stage. Like, so I'm at Madison Square Garden, he was making political comments in between songs, and I just like all the money I paid. I was like, is this really necessary? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I went to the No Nukes concert, and I went to see Bruce Springsteen and the Doobie Brothers, and I don't have a problem with it.
Whether
I
you're, liberal or conservative or Democrat, Republican, whatever, that's fine. Everyone's, got that. I just personally, me, like, even with my own social media, I feel like there's a chance that I can alienate somebody. So if I say something like, I like this candidate
Mhm.
or I follow this particular religion, I mean, that's my right. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I hold back because I'm like, well, what if somebody doesn't like that?
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's hard. It's very hard because I know I have different thoughts than people I'm performing to. I know I have different thoughts than some maybe people in my own band. So it is. It's just a shame that it is so black and
I
white
know, right?
now versus just being something we can all live
Like,
with. It's truly black and white now. So that's what makes it so difficult right
people
now.
get angry now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like families are getting divided,
Yeah.
over politics.
Hmm.
And it's a shame that that's going. And I'm hoping that one day in our lifetimes, we'll have politics, we'll come back together again, and that they'll be like, we'll have like everybody.
For me, the only way it's going to work is if you get rid of all the parties.
Yeah.
Get rid of all the
Or
campaign donations.
We come to learn that there's an alien
Yeah.
life form, and the whole world has to unite
Yeah.
because the aliens now are coming.
That would be.
It's so funny
Yeah.
because you know what's funny, man? Like, I believe in all that stuff. Like, nobody would know this about me because I don't talk about it, but I believe in
Well, they might now.
UFOs. I believe in, like, there's people up there and
Okay.
outer planets and all that kind of stuff. And we've been visited. I believe all that stuff, man. And when I can't sleep at night, or maybe this is why I can't sleep, I got the YouTube and I'm going down the rabbit hole and I'm like, Antarctica, there's something under the ice,
Not me. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Really good.
You see the smile that's on my mouth. It's hiding the words that won't come out. And all my friends who think I'm so blessed, they don't know my head is a mess. No, they don't know. I'm gonna tell you, we're ready, we're ready to go. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, yeah, yeah. I got you. Oh, yeah. You're my starlight. I need you. Oh, come on, dance with me. I'm gonna take you. I run. There you go again, you see your crystal vision. Well, I keep my visions to myself. Oh, baby, that's the way I
So, what are some of the future plans that you have with the current band? Is anything coming up? You booking gigs for 2026?
Yeah,
Anything that
yeah,
stands out,
yeah.
jumps out?
We have every second Saturday at Island Time. We have
Fun place, Island
we
Time.
you know
Fun
what?
place.
Christy was, it's also been a little bit difficult being a female band leader. It kind of throws a little other curve in. I don't know, but Christy is one of the first people that she saw me perform with another band, and she got in her car and tracked me down, and so I it's not about money where I'm going to play. It's about how people make you feel and how they appreciate you or don't appreciate
agree.
you and appreciate what you're bringing
That to me is more valuable
to
than
their
money.
venue. Then that's where I'm going to go. I want to get more, and I want the band to be noticed as musically top band. I'd like to get it to that place, but not the top. I mean, in the echelon of bands, and understand that appreciation for the players that are in the band, and just try to find a happy. It's difficult. It's trying to find a happy medium. I'm actually doing more than I planned on doing, but trying to find that happy place where I can keep the level of musician that I have and keep them happy enough to remain committed to the project, versus taking every other gig all the time. So we do have probably about 35 gigs in 2026 booked. And I have to be very careful not to, not to do it too much, because then it starts to feel like a job.
I agree 100% what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult thing because you want to keep your Saturday nights full, but yet at the same time, you want to keep a couple Saturday nights open.
I want to travel. I have a lot of travel plans.
You want to pay your guys.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes you have to take on more.
Yeah.
I've learned over the years to say no.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I would say yes to everybody. So we were literally doing 2 to 3 shows a week, every week. Now,
Yeah.
there's certain bands like 22N, friends of mine, I love them. They play often.
Right.
But they're very smart how they strategically, they'll do one in Tampa, they'll do one in Cape Coral. Like they never play anything back to back close to each other.
Right.
They really spread it out. The negative with that is there's a lot of driving. Those guys do so much driving.
Right.
It would drive me crazy. But they have a very professional crew, set up their stage for them, their lights, their sound. I mean, I love to go see 22N because I feel like I'm going to like a real rock concert, man.
Mhm.
You know? Our system is not as elaborate. We don't have those kind of lights and those kind of screens. I know you guys really don't have many props.
I
You're
don't
not-
want
you're
to.
not
I
big on
have
the
no
props.
desire to do any of it.
Do you have any basic lighting or just to go with
Just
the
some
venue?
basic lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Brandon owns it. Now that we're doing more, I will evaluate that. But I'm really more into. I want people to listen, like, to the music, and and it won't get some of the audience, because there's a lot of people that just want boom, 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 boom out there, dancing, head banging, hear similar stuff. But I want people to actually like listen a little more.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that there's probably half the audience knows who you are and they know how great you guys are and they know the repertoire that you guys have. So they come to see Lisa, ROTT, and the All Terrain Band,
That's
and
what
they
I'm hoping.
and they want those songs. There might be other people that just happen to be in that venue and they want to hear certain things. Like Larry makes fun of people that get drunk and come up and make unusual requests, especially
Mm.
like in the middle of a song, that they'll start screaming at us. You know what the new thing now is for requests is? They take their phone and I guess
Oh,
you
I
can
know. They're all
they
in
can
front of
type.
me typing
Yeah.
that, and I'm like,
So
what's going
I'm
on?
gonna share with you our policy, and then I like to hear your policy. So our goal is we do have 3 sets.
Mm.
And we try to stick to the sets because we think about those songs, we figure out beats per minute, we figure out keys, and we do a lot of transitions, and we put on a show.
Mhm.
Now, do we deviate? Of course we do. Do I sometimes have people come up and say it's my birthday or so and so's birthday? We're like, oh, happy birthday, sweet Caroline, whatever they want to. So we're there to entertain, right?
Right.
But we do have a game plan that we like to work with. So people will come in and make requests, and we try to accommodate them. But sometimes stupid shit like Freebird. I mean, come on, it's no
No.
longer funny.
No.
When they say Freebird.
No.
Now, sometimes if Larry feels like he'll start going, just like as a goof,
Right.
But we try to get away from that. But sometimes, I saw something that really upset me, man. There was a band one time. Somebody came up with a $50 bill and said, "It's our anniversary. Could you play Sweet Alabama? It means a lot to us." And instead of the guy being polite and saying, "Well, we really don't do that, or we don't know it, or can we give you something else?" He was like, "No, no." And I was like, "Man, that's not cool."
Yeah. No.
There has to be you have to be a salesman about it.
We just did. We just did it. The same thing just happened to us just now, and I just said,
Tell us.
"Is it really your anniversary?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How many years?" And I'm like, "Only because it's your anniversary. Love to do it."
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
we're there to entertain
Yeah.
people.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like in your evolution as a musician, you go from musician to performer, now you're an entertainer? For an example, there's songs that we're doing that I have no interest in ever playing, but I play them and I play them with a smile on my face because I know they work, and that's what that's why my band, we keep raising our money. We're getting more money every time because we're growing the audience and we're appeasing the venues. So we figured out the formula. But if I could have my way about me, I'd be in a Van Halen tribute band. I mean, that's
Right.
what I love.
Yeah.
So don't you think that that's really, but at the same time, what you're telling me so far is that yes, you've made that, but you still like to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, look, I trust me, I'm going to take you on this journey. You may not know these songs, but they're going to be good songs.
Yeah. What happens with me typically is after I do a few songs and people hear certain tonality or something with my voice, then they're usually are coming up and saying, "You need to do Melissa Etheridge. You need to do Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
You need to do it." And it's like, "Oh, yeah."
And they mean it as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
at the break, they may come up to you at the
"Oh
break
my
and
God,
say,
you need to do Janis Joplin." Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to those. We'll get to them.
Is it frustrating for a female singer to always be someone always has to assume that you have to do Janis Joplin? Like,
It's not frustrating. No,
it's like, you
it's
got to
okay.
do Janis. I'm like,
It's
why?
okay.
Just because I'm a woman, right? It's like, I don't have to do Janis. Do
It's
you
okay.
do a lot of male songs? And
Yes.
then do you try to keep them true to that song, or do you make them in like your version of it?
A little bit of both. I think a little bit of both. But mostly true to the song. I might change the key up a little one or two, but
Do you love the blues? Like, do you like to sing the blues? Like some of those artists that we mentioned,
Well,
the Bonnie Raitt's and the Susan Tedeschi's?
yes. But I used to do, I had some projects that were nothing but the blues. And everything gets, a little boring to me doing it over and over again. That's why it's always going to be the all-terrain band for me because, music's a reflection of life. And I'm sometimes I want to dance to house music and sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm sad and
Pink Pony.
sometimes, yeah.
I saw you do it, and you were loving it.
Why not?
I mean, like, what are your thoughts on like the Taylor
I'm loving
Swift
the
stuff?
fact that I can still, do this at this point in my, in this point in my life. I never thought I would be,
Oh yeah,
So
dude.
the fact that people still want to hear and young kids, that's what I get the biggest kick out of, the 20-year-olds and whatever coming up at the end and hugging you and,
Hey, do you have a following, like a loyal following? Like we have people that come to all of our shows, and
getting there. Yeah.
and like they're very
We're
visible,
starting to,
very
yeah.
vocal. I even invited them to my birthday party.
Yeah. We're starting to get there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like Lisa, man, I saw you a year ago. Oh, you know what? What my friends at 22N said that there were people that come to them and say, "I met my wife or I met my husband at one of your shows, and now It's our anniversary. So like stuff like that. Like that's
Yeah, I
mind
get
blowing
like
stuff.
emails. I'll get some emails saying we're planning our vacation to Anna Maria Island or Sarasota. When are you guys playing? Because they're going to actually,
Nice.
choose that week
Yeah.
to go
No,
to go play. So
yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
We've had
you know?
snowbirds that
Yeah.
they come down and they say, "Hey, we saw you like last time we left. Now we're back because we enjoyed you guys." And they'll have certain bands that they'll like to follow.
Yeah.
You know what I love doing? And the Paragon seafood festivals, we just laid in a bunch, and we love those, man. And I think that's the first time I met you. You were filling in with Paisley Craze, I think.
Down in Venice.
It was Bonita.
No, I did only. I don't think I did the seafood
Maybe it was.
festival.
I could have sworn I met you one
But I
time.
did fill in with Paisley Craze for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think I remember that's when I think I met you because you and I were talking. You walked over to the side of the stage. My band was ready to go on next, and you and I had a conversation because it was like a guitar solo. So you like walked over. You were talking to me. I'm pretty sure that was you.
Maybe.
But we love the seafood festivals. We like playing Big Top Live. Oh my gosh, we love Twisted Fork. Have you played there yet?
No.
It's so much fun.
No, I still got to break into some of these things. I have been called by Paragon, but haven't.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just you're playing in front of bigger audiences.
Yeah.
They're giving you sound.
Yeah.
Like the Twisted Fork, it's
I do
incredible.
anything not to have to carry my stuff.
Their bass and their system is so powerful, man.
Yeah.
We're doing a sound check and I'll hit like one note. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then they give you proper monitors, man, so you can really hear everything. And the guys that are mixing, the house guys, they know what they're doing. Like they'll record us and we're like, holy shit. Like I'll listen to the recording. I'm like, we sound amazing. Thank you. Right. Because when we do it ourselves, it's not always the case. Right.
Yeah.
And we play all types of venues. Like we love Island Time. And you mentioned Island Time. You know what's cool about that is like the fans are right there. And there's always like a bridal party there or some bachelorette party, right?
Yep.
And there's always large groups of people that come through there. And it seems to be such a happy place.
Yeah. It has nice foot traffic, and so we get a lot of like we were driving by and we decided we were like, the windows were down and we parked and where we were walking by, we had no plan on being here for 4 hours,
And did I read somewhere that you guys are like doing a residency there or like you have every Saturday there?
No, it's just I think
the first Saturday or
we're
something, the first
second
Friday or
Saturday.
something.
I think we're second Saturday or third Saturday. Second Saturday, I think.
That's
It's
good to know
second Saturday.
because on that same street, Bridge Street, if you go down the other way,
Yeah.
there's that drift in place.
Yeah.
So that used to be my spot. I used to go there with my friends all the time. And the same 3 bands would keep playing over and over again.
Yeah.
Tommy Balbo, Concrete Edgar.
It's a bit of a ride from
Dogs.
here, but I
And it was late night though. So like we would play and then, we usually don't drink when we're on stage, but certainly afterwards we'd have some cocktails. People buy us drinks. I'm sure people try to buy you drinks all the time. And then we would go there and celebrate because the night was over and the truck was packed. My drummer one time, we set up at Anna Maria Island at Island Time. And he goes, all right, I'm going to be right back. He goes across the street, strips down to his bathing suit, jumps in the ocean or the Gulf and swims and finds a way to shower off somewhere.
at the Moose Lodge.
And they come back to the drums and his hair was wet like a dog, but he felt great, you know?
I belong to the Moose, so sometimes I go up there. You might find me on the beach. I set up my stuff early and take a shower at the Moose Lodge.
The Moose
Gotta
Lodge,
wait
you
for
know
that
what?
to get back to
So
back in
Dana,
place.
my friend Dana Bienvenue, Dana Cohen, DCX, she's a member there. She used to be my singer in my band. That's the girl that filled in when you saw
Oh, okay,
us.
yeah.
She loves the Moose, man. But the parking there, you can't how do you?
No,
you
they
can't
park for you
Is
at the
that-
lodge. If you're a member, they'll park your car.
Do you do their Queen of Hearts? Don't they have like some card?
No, I don't do anything like that. I just use it to go to the beach at Anna
Because like
Maria Island.
occasionally every Thursday they'll have like this thing where you can win $10,000 or something crazy, man.
No, I don't do any of that.
All right, Lisa. Well, in our final minute, what's your social media? How can people contact you, and how can they see your schedule and all that great stuff?
Well, it's Lisa and the All Train Band on Facebook. I also have Lisa ROTT Musician on Facebook.
And
I
ROTT is
also have
ROTT.
2 T's, twice as bad. And I also have lisarott.com, which is I have owned for 30 years, and I just started putting something on it. So our schedule is on it now, and I have somebody that's going to be working on that. So that should be up really soon.
So if a
'cause there's
venue owner is listening to this, are you still accepting gigs? Like, can they call you or email
Sure,
you and reach you?
yes. Yeah.
You're
yeah.
still booking.
Love to call. Call. Yes.
Okay. So you saved a lot of choice dates.
We probably have just a couple in October, November, December for this year. It's kind of one of those things. If we don't book them, it's fine. If we do, it'd be great to get into some new venues.
Yeah.
There's a couple venues I want to be in, and I'm not getting in
Well,
there.
look, after the show, let's talk because I do have some connections. You know what venue you're in that I'm just getting into is Sherry Elliott's place.
88 Live.
Yeah, we're going to do our first show there in November.
Oh, great.
And her and her husband are the nicest people.
Yeah.
Really,
Everybody
they're real
there's
sweethearts.
Everybody there's very
They're so
nice.
inviting, so welcoming.
Yeah.
And they love their live music. They love their bands. Like, I was like, like 22 Ends there once a Sunday, and you guys are there often, and some other bands, and they're just so happy to have
They're
these
next
bands.
Thursday, the
I think-
30th.
I don't
Plus,
know.
it's air conditioned.
I know. So we play at Clancy's, right? And Clancy's is our favorite place to play. And they love us at Clancy's and vice versa. And we have loyal family. We've been there for years, right? And like Clancy's to me is home.
Mm.
We can't do anything wrong there. And we put on a great show there because we just have it. But it's so hot in that little sweat box. It's like a sauna.
Yeah.
And I swear, I change my shirt. I go through 4 shirts every show. And now I bring in my own water because like they bring you pitchers, but like I need water when I need it. Like I can't wait for someone to bring me a pitcher of water. Like I have to have water. So I bring my own.
Yeah, but have you ever been in the trailer at Captain Kirk's?
No. I just, you know what? I just went there and had their soup.
Oh, the clam chowder.
Oh my gosh.
Best in
And the guy that I was with, Larry, my buddy, he's
Yeah.
from New Bedford, which
Yeah.
is like, he knows good clam chowder.
It's top.
He said it's good stuff. I understand you could buy it and take it home.
Yeah. Yeah, I pick it up there. But they're getting rid of that trailer, and they're building a roof over the whole thing. And they're going to
Well,
put some
Bobby
sound
Schneck
tanks on
plays
there.
there. Bobby's a great guy. Have you know Bobby Schneck?
Yes,
great guy.
he's played.
And I see that they're very on top of the noise there. Like they've
Yeah.
got, because I guess they have to be,
Yeah.
right? Because of the neighbors.
Mhm.
That's probably very easy for the neighbors to complain. And I guess it's a hard cutoff at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
But they're thinking about putting some sound barriers up around. So
they
they're gonna
should, because
play-
Captain
yeah.
Kirk's is such a fun place.
Yeah, so that's like 2 miles from my house. So
Oh, how-
that's a beautiful thing.
how
So
great is that for you?
Yeah,
And the Crescent Club's right next door.
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
Sarah
I'm
does a
good
little
there.
solo thing there at Crescent Club once a week.
yeah. Well, it's it's hard to be a 5, 6, a 5-piece band because the money comes from duo, solo,
No doubt.
trio. So
Dana Lawrence
it's,
is raking it in, man.
if that's what it was about for me, I'd be doing solo
So-
gigs. But
Gilligan's is a fun place.
Yeah.
I went from Gilligan's to Captain Kirk's to Crescent Club in one night. It was a great night.
Yeah.
And I could have even went back to what's the nightclub they got over there? There's a nightclub that's bigger.
the Beach Club,
Beach Club.
Yeah.
Which has more rock bands.
Yeah.
I know they do like solo stuff during the day. But Bobby Schneck, that guy's a workaholic because he'll do 3 to 4 shows in a day. I kid you not.
Yeah.
He does this 9A to 10A at a place called Pops.
Mhm.
Then he'll do like a freaking, 12 to 3 and then like a 4 to 7. Like crazy, right?
yes, not for me.
But you have to have an iron voice, man. Like you have to you built your voice up. You could handle that, right?
Yes, yeah, I can do that.
Um,
I had one voice lesson, and the woman told me that I don't sing correctly, and I would have no voice by the time I was 30. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I went to see her sing, and she didn't sing on key, so I just ignored it.
are you cognizant of your breath? Are you
yes,
cognizant of your posture?
yes.
Are you like trying to be like that? And then what are some tips you can give people for your warm up? Like, are you using a certain lozenger? Are you doing a certain do re mi fa sol? Like, anything
No,
like that?
I do something that was taught to me by an 80-year-old opera singer. Her name was Alma May Vajas, and she still sang opera in her 80s. And she taught me vocal therapy. And when I started to age and got into my 40s, I guess, when it first started to say, wow, this is getting a little hard, because it was never hard for me at all. And then in my 40s, I was like, wow, let's hear it for the boys a little high now, I have to really work for it. She taught me some vocal therapy, which are just, it's ugly stuff that you you're making intones and outtones, and like more like yoga for your vocal cord. And that has helped me more than anything when I start to get lazy. But I really lucky enough. I think diet and exercise, people are not going to want to hear that,
You
but
don't smoke, obviously.
no, no. And you know, cleaning, a lot of exercise. I'm a very physical singer. I'm more so than I think most. I'm not that person in church that sounds really good behind you. You know, I'm loud.
So you can be a rock singer when you have to be, and you
Yeah.
can tone it down and be a jazz singer when you need to be,
Yes.
and do a blues, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's the great thing about Sarah is I'm seeing a lot of different styles out of her. Like she loves country and she sings, you know, some country artists you can nail it out of the park, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gretchen Wilson, like here for the party, you know.
Right.
But well, great. All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
This was
Appreciate
a great episode. I want you to enjoy your candy,
Well,
and I hope
want
that
it?
you win the $500 a week for life.
I'll
And then
let
if you
you
live
know.
another 25 years, that's 500 times 52 times 25, right? That's a lot of math.
Per week. Yeah.
52 weeks in a year.
Well, that's it. Let's just say let's say about 2,000 a month.
Yeah. Not too
So,
shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
You know what I would probably do? I'd probably get myself a jet ski.
Mm,
I've always wanted to have a jet ski, but it just seems like an expensive hobby.
It-
You know, because then you got to store it. Someone's got to clean it. You got to gas it. But those guys look like they're having so much fun out there. You
I've
know,
been looking at a boat recently.
there you go. So when you win that thing and you're on your boat, you can be like, it was that damn K-Rock guy.
Yeah.
The jacked
But
up
if I win, this is a boat right here. Because I've got my mom's got a pier, you know. So
How
it's no
sweet
big
is
deal.
that?
I know, it's sitting there empty.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
The
Fantastic.
dock. So I'm like,
Oh, I didn't ask you this question. Pets. Do you have any pets?
I have one dog now.
And what kind of dog is it?
She's my first little dog because I've always had big dogs, but she is a Chihuahua, miniature poodle, miniature schnauzer mix.
Approximately how big?
19 pounds.
Okay. Bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
I have a 35-pound. That's funny. I'm talking like my dog.
I
is
saw
35
we
pounds.
had the pictures taken.
The
Remember?
King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah, remember the portraits were done.
Yes, that was you. That was your
Yeah, that
friend.
was me. Yeah.
That portrait. I'm gonna have my producer. Now that we're talking about it, he's gonna put that into the show so people can see. Because that woman did. What's her name again?
Carolina.
Did amazing.
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. So you saw Sierra, little cutie,
Yes.
and you have a little cutie.
Oh, my dog is so cute.
I've had 10 dogs. She's
whether I'm
number
leaving
10.
my house for 30 seconds, 3 minutes, or 3 hours, the dog is so sad and gives me this look like, please don't leave.
Yeah.
And I feel heartbroken every time I leave.
I'm a likes dogs more than people person. I'm one of those.
My dog is such my best friend. I live alone, you know, and you know, the one thing about a dog, and like this is getting deep now, being a single guy living alone, not really having much people to talk. Oh, well, I have sisters that live down the road, but nonetheless, this dog is teaching me how to like express my love. I know that's sounds kind of weird,
No,
but it's true. It's like,
yeah.
like I'm not like no one has ever said K-Rock's an affectionate guy. Like I don't really show public affection, but with that dog, I get really affectionate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I do things and say things and love it. You know,
Yep.
it's crazy.
Yep. Do you do a little baby talk?
I have nicknames for him and stuff like that I call him. You know.
No, I talk to my dogs, and I tell them that I love them at least 10 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, on that note, we're going to end.
All right.
So, Lisa, thanks for coming in.
And thanks for having
And
me.
we'll talk to
Appreciate
you
it.
soon. Okay.
Okay.
And happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.